What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past few days. We do have some big topics to discuss. Firstly, the details of Rashford's loan move have been officially confirmed, and also, of course, his signing should be announced today as well officially by the club. Big sale now is needed to register all these new signings: Rayan Bardghji, Juan Garcia, and also Rashford, and Ter Stegen is the man. Whether he does his surgery or leaves the club, we will have some space freed up for FFP. The question now is, what will be the outcome? One outcome that we're not going to get, of course, is a Spotify Camp Nou return in the start of this season. Again, the big question now is whether or not to return to the Montjuic for the first half of the season. Again, changing stadiums mid-season is going to be very, very difficult for the club and for the fans, and now the board must make that tough decision. And finally, the second kit, the Kobe Bryant collaboration kit, will be released in a week. It will be released on the Asia Tour as well, and it is expected to have a great impact in terms of sales and revenue. Before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below, and let's try and get to 200 likes on this video. It would be very much appreciated. And also, if you are new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, before we get into this video is sponsored by Number One Foot. Number One Foot is by far the best replica jersey website on the market, and it's not even close. They have a variety of different items at the absolute best prices. They sent me two kits recently. First one is the retro Barcelona kit, the home kit, which I'm currently wearing right now, and also as well the second kit for that season in the blue edition. Oh my god, like, the stitching is fantastic, the quality is, superb. Feels like I have the actual, original kit for a fraction of the price. And if you use the discount code BOY at checkout, you do get 10% off your order. That's BOY. Use it at checkout, and all orders above $80 as well will receive free shipping. So what are you waiting for? Hit the top link in the description down below and get your new football kits today. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past few days. The first topic of discussion is, of course, Barcelona's, on paper, second signing of the summer, but theoretically you could say third signing of the summer, in Marcus Rashford. Finally, after we got the here we go this past weekend, we do now have all the details surrounding this loan move. Firstly, Fabrizio Romano has mentioned that Rashford decided to trust Barcelona regarding his registration and did not demand any guarantees for registration for his loan move. Rashford only wanted Barcelona and did not accept any other proposals. He's come in fully trusting the club and has not asked for any registration guarantees whatsoever. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Marcus Rashford has completed his medical at the Sportiva Joan Gamper as he awaits the formal announcement of his loan to Barcelona, which is expected to arrive in the next few hours. Hansi Flick and Sport Director Deco personally welcomed him over the past weekend, joined by the club executives like Juan Soler, and expressed high expectation that he will raise the squad's quality. Although the first team was on break, Flick made time to meet Rashford in person after a prior phone conversation, and Rashford will take part in his first training session under Hansi Flick today, and the club plans to finalize his signing with President Joan Laporta at the Spotify Camp Nou tomorrow on Wednesday, where he will be addressing the media. Once official, he is likely to travel with the team to Asia Tour and could make his debut there, depending on his fitness and readiness. So a couple of things here. Number one, medical tests all done, all good, which is fantastic. He will be training with the team today, which means the announcement will be coming today. Again, as of recording this video, no announcement has been made, but I expect the announcement to come in the early morning, 6-7 a.m. for that training session, most likely around 10 to 11 a.m. Then tomorrow he will be presented, but they say here he will address the media. Now, I cannot remember the last time a Barcelona signing had a press conference. We're probably talking that big summer of 2022 with those economic levers, like, your Rafinhas, your Koundes, your Luas, Franck Kessié, Christensen. Summer after that was the two Joaos and Romeu, which now they're press conference for. I think Romeu maybe spoke a little bit because we were on tour, but not like a proper one. And of course, last summer, Daniel Olmo and Pau Victor did not make any sort of press conference whatsoever. And even renewals since then, even though you don't really do press conferences for renewals, but there's not been a signing which they have addressed the media in quite some time. You're talking about probably a proper one at the Camp Nou, 2 years, which is quite crazy that Rashford will be the first one in a while. But big question, the details of the loan, what is it? Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that Barcelona will be paying a total of 14 million euros gross salary for Marcus Rashford, and the buy option on the loan is 30 million euros. And also, if the buy option is not executed by Barcelona, we will end up paying a loan fee based on the agreement, and that loan fee will be under 5 million euros. Let's break that down. Firstly, salary, 14 million euro gross. Of course, on paper, the club will pay him 14 million, but he will only pocket about 70 due to the fact that in Spain, athletes do get taxed 50% of their salaries. So he'll pocket about 140, 120k, but we are paying him on paper 250,000 euros per week. Of course, at Manchester United, he was earning around 300,000 euros per week. He has taken a wage reduction of about 15%. He has forgiven that for Barcelona to comply under our wage structure. Now I'm seeing this thinking, it's very, very obvious now that Barcelona rushed this deal. Again, the plan for Barcelona was to go for Luis Diaz. They wanted to only spend 60 million on him. We've heard about this for 2 months, but since that Bayern bid for 68 got rejected, everything changed from Barcelona's perspective, and Flick, according to reports, demanded he wanted a left winger before the Asia tour, and that's why Barcelona got Rashford. If we had waited till the end of the window, we could have paid much less in his salary, and I have to be honest here, I think we are paying too much in terms of salary. I think the buy option is very fair, 30 million euros, pretty much what he's currently valued at right now. If he, of course, does so well to the point that we buy it, it'll be a bargain on paper. Penalty clause as well, I don't mind that, but I'm not a fan of it with this high salary. The fact that we're paying most of his salary for me is quite remarkable. We are paying upwards of 70 to 75% of his fat salary, and with that being said, I don't think we should be paying a loan fee. I think if there could be a penalty clause if we pay maybe a bit less of his salary, maybe we covered half of it, we're only paying him maybe 10 million gross, something like that, and you would have a penalty clause in there. I can understand that, but high salary coverage, penalty clause on top of that, I think we didn't get the best deal out of this cheap operation. It looks very obvious and very evident that Barcelona wanted to get this done quickly. Of course, we got this deal done in 24 hours, which shows how quick we can get stuff done. Again, both parties were very cooperative, including Rashford and Manchester United. That's why the deal went through so easily, because everybody wanted to move as quickly as possible. But we're paying quite a bit of his salary. There's going to be that penalty clause in there as well. Of course, that salary includes salary, bonuses in there for his appearances and achievements and stuff like that. So it's not all flat 250,000 euros per week. Probably flat, I would say 200,000 euros per week. But I think overall it's not too bad, but it should have been a bit more reasonable, more in favor of Barcelona's hand than it has come out. But again, I like the buy option. I think the buy option is definitely fair. We'll wait and see what the exact figure of the penalty clause is. If that, of course, ends up being activated, we'll definitely get the numbers again leaked in the media for sure. But tomorrow, or should I say today, will be Rashford Day, and we'll wait and see how the club do announce it. We'll see how he does in training, and hopefully he can have that big impact that we do want him to have in the squad next season. Now, in terms of the first team, it is quite unclear who the next signing will be, with now just around about a month and a half left of the transfer window. But the next signing that is rumored to be at Barcelona is Rayan Bardghji, and that is, of course, the younger brother of the previous Barcelona signing a few weeks ago in Rayan Bardghji. Gabriel Sanz of Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona considering signing Rayan Bardghji, a 15-year-old Swedish left winger, and the younger brother of Rayan Bardghji. Rayan, who turned 16 on October 31st, is on Barcelona's radar for youth level reinforcement, as the contract with FC Copenhagen is set to expire, and Copenhagen is trying to renew his contract, but several top European clubs are also interested in him. And for Fabrizio Romano confirmed this as well, saying that Barcelona are now working on signing Rayan Bardghji, Rayan Bardghji's 15-year-old younger brother, who's out of contract with FC Copenhagen and turned 16 in November. Several clubs are interested, while Copenhagen are also trying to reach an agreement over a new deal with him. So wait and see. I've never heard of him. I've heard of Rooney before, never heard of Rayan. Again, this is probably just maybe part of the package deal on personal terms for Rooney, that will try and get your brother to come here and join us as well. But I've seen some clips of him. Again, the talent looks good on clips, but it all happens on paper, on the pitch, and again, everything around the season as well will also have a significant impact. So keep your eyes on it. We'll wait and see how things do turn out of this, but yet another youth development sign that we could end up making before the end of the summer transfer window. Let's start to discuss the players that have been rumored to be leaving Barcelona over the past few days. First up is the exit that we are all desperately in favor of, and that is the captain of the team, who shouldn't be the captain. Strip him of the captaincy, Marc-André. Ter Stegen, we have some updates on his back injury and whether or not he'll be needing a first half season ending injury surgery or not. Firstly, Mundo Deportivo came out saying that if, of course, Ter Stegen does go through the surgery, FIFA will have to compensate, as FIFA could pay Barcelona more than 2 million euros for Ter Stegen. Ter Stegen is considered surgery in the coming weeks, which could sideline him for around 4 months, and FIFA would be required to cover part of his salary if he is out for more than 28 consecutive days as a result of a bodily injury caused during an official match. In Ter Stegen's case, the daily compensation would be up to 20,548 euros per day. The amount Barcelona would receive from UEFA would be around 2.4 million euros. If FIFA had been informed by Barcelona from the very beginning about Ter Stegen's back issue, which originated during his last appearance with the German national team. So his injury will be FIFA compensated if he does, of course, have to go under the knife, which is a bit of a bonus side per se. Alex Pentel from Raccoon came out saying that Ter Stegen will decide this week whether or not to undergo surgery on his ongoing back problem. Before that, he wants to test himself and see if he feels in good sensation on the pitch. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that it is already ruled out that Barcelona captain Ter Stegen will travel to Kobe on Thursday for the Japan and South Korea tour. If he undergoes surgery, he could be out for 4 months, allowing the club to use 80% of his salary to register his replacements like Joel Garcia and Szczesny. And Santiago came out saying that if Ter Stegen leaves, he frees up 20 million in wages, which is more than enough to register our new signings so far in Rayan Bardghji, Joel Garcia, and also Marcus Rashford. So again, no registration issue is expected. Either Ter Stegen has his surgery or leave. Either way, we're going to save it. According to reports right now, apparently the club would rather him have the surgery, which is quite surprising to me. I don't know why the club would rather him have that. And maybe they'll really force a move out in January potentially, but he will be out for 4 months if he does end up going through the surgery. And again, we have more confirmation on his salary space being important for the other goalkeepers. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that if Ter Stegen undergoes back surgery and this results in a recovery time of more than 4 months, Barcelona would save 80% of his salary to register Joel Garcia as per Article 77 of the La Liga budget regulation. Szczesny, whose contract expired on June the 30th but was renewed till 2027 shortly afterwards, is also yet to be registered, and since 80% of Ter Stegen's salary will be allocated to Joel Garcia, tax registrations will follow once other planned financial operations are carried out. We'll talk about those later on as well. But again, in terms of registration, in terms of new signs as well, all can be able to use the space of Ter Stegen's salary. But again, Ter Stegen either has to leave or get that back surgery, and we are expecting a decision this week. Again, in my opinion, I was really pushing for a move out, but I think at this point he's probably going to fail most medicals and probably, be able to get rid of him. But maybe in January, with him looking at the World Cup, he'll be more eager, more motivated to move on. Maybe hopefully Joel Garcia is absolutely cooking beyond belief. The problem is, if Joel Garcia isn't cooking, Ter Stegen might think, you know what, I can get back to this team. That's the real concern part. But if it's not, he's already 100% not going to travel to the tour because he's either having the surgery or he's going to be pushed out of the squad, which I think is a positive sign. I would also be looking to change the captain hierarchy per se of the club. Also take his number off him and give it to Joel Garcia as well. I think all these things need to be done regardless if Ter Stegen stays and does the surgery or leaves. So we'll see what turns out over the next few days. We'll also see the implications around Ter Stegen if he does end up staying with that back surgery. Again, number going to Joel Garcia. Captaincy changing as well will be two very vital information, and wait and see how things do develop. But again, regardless of a surgery or not, Ter Stegen's future at Barcelona is very much coming near its end. It's just how we're going to prolong it and how long is the farewell period going to be. Now, as of right now, the most advanced exit operation at the club is the operation of the departure of Pau Victor. Tony Juan Marti came out saying that Barcelona will now accelerate with the departure of Pau Victor following the signing of Marcus Rashford. And Sport have come out saying that Valencia are interested in signing Pau Victor on loan, but Barcelona have made it clear to all suitors they're only interested in a permanent sale, and the club wants around 10 million euros, which, to be honest, I think is a fantastic price. Again, we bought him for 2.5, I think it was, last summer. Gain 10 now would be fantastic. Again, according to reports as well, the club wanted a percent of future sale, a buyback option as well. I think with all those amenities, the price is probably a bit too high. I probably would value him at around 7 to 8. Again, we're only talking about 2 million here. But Valencia, they of course sold that defender to Arsenal for around about, what was it, 20 to 30 million euros. So they may have some money there. Again, Valencia are one of the more broker clubs in La Liga, so they have little to no money. But we'll wait and see if other suitors do come in. I think 10 million for Pau Victor is a very, very good deal, especially with the fact that he's shown his talent at Barcelona. Yes, it was in preseason. Yes, it was some glimpses and moments, but he was a player that did shine on the pitch and did not shy away from the challenge when he was representing the Blaugrana color. So I'll wait and see how things develop over the next few days. I don't think he'll be on the tour as well to, of course, push his exit. The club might take him out of respect and maybe develop his move later on, then call someone up to replace him later on as well. But right now, the most advanced exit is going to be the exit of Pau Victor, and following the incoming of Marcus Rashford, the club have now put him on the market and are more vocal than ever to get him off of Barcelona's books. Let's now discuss the contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. Just one update, and it is on the renewal of Jules Kounde. Fabrice Hawkins of RMC Sport in France have come out saying that Barcelona and Jules Kounde have been negotiating a contract extension for several weeks now, with all parties hoping for a positive outcome. Manchester City and other top clubs have made inquiries on Jules Kounde. Kounde is under contract until 2027 at Barcelona, and Barcelona themselves consider him to be the best right back in the world in this position. What in the bloody hell are we smoking? Because Hakimi shits on Kounde. Again, Kounde is the last signing that really got me going. He was my favorite, most recent signing we have made. I think since COVID, since 2020, he has been my most favorite signing, easily, without a shadow of a doubt. I think he is a world-class player. I think he's one of the best, if not the best, 1-1 defender in the world. I think he's the best defensive right back in the world, maybe even the best defensive fullback in the world. But he's not the best right back in the world. The fact that the club think that, I think is great for his confidence. Hopefully he doesn't get, too big for his boots and thinks that, oh, the club think I'm the best, they're not going to sign anyone, stuff like that. I think depth at fullback is absolutely crucial, because there are some games in which Kounde can't really hack it. Yeah, he had I want to say like 7-8 goals and like 10 assists last season, something like that, which is 18-20 GA for a right back is insane. The fact that it's Kounde as well is remarkable. But I think there are some games where if we have more natural player in that position, you can see the improvement. But I definitely think he's top 3, maybe even top 2 players out in the world at right back. So renewing him is absolutely essential, especially the fact that we do maybe hopefully in the future sign a top quality right back. He can easily shift back into the center with no mean feat. And I think his signing has been short of a success over the past 3 years, and I think he can go on to be the best Frenchman to play for this club with the amount of games and the big moments and the performances that he puts in. So wait and see what happens with the future of Jules Kounde. Again, this renewal most likely will be advanced after the summer transfer window. Hopefully for the end of the year will be the most important thing, but a very, very important renewal. We don't want him to going into the final year of his contract, especially giving the player a lot of power in that scenario, and hopefully the two parties can reach an agreement. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past few days. First up, pre-season training. Who's impressing? Who's been shite? We've got the details now after 1 full week of training so far. Firstly, on the new signing, Rayan Bardghji, Gabriel Sanz of Deportivo came out saying that Rooney is showing a good level in the first week of training and is almost certain to join the Asia Tour. His work and commitment are impressing the coaching staff, who see a player with quality and potential to make the leap into the first team, though the initial plan was for him to start with the Barca athletic side. Barca coaching staff insists they won't rush Rooney's into integration with the first team, and he'll only stay if he gets the approval of Hansi Flick, who has been surprised by him during the first week of training. Despite him coming off the back of an ACL, he is impressing quite a bit, but he's not the only one. Sport have come out saying that Flick has informed Pedro Fernandez and Jeffrey Torrens that they will be joining the squad traveling to Japan for the first friendly match against Vissel Kobe. For now, these are the first decisions made by Flick. This does not mean no one else will go. So of the B team players, Rayan Bardghji, Pedro Fernandez, and Jeffrey Torrens are the only 3 that Flick has told will be part of the first team Asia Tour. Gerard Mira also confirmed this and also followed up by saying that Jean Vergeli, Landry Frey, and Juan Hernandez joined Barca Athletic preseason training the other day, and the final decision on the Tony Fernandez cousins as well will be taken on Flick tomorrow. Did not confirm the travel yet either, but there are reports are suggesting that Pedro Fernandez, Jeffrey Torrens, Rayan Bardghji, Tony Fernandez, Gili Fernandez, those will be the 5 players from the Barca Athletic side that will join the first team to Asia. Do not forget, the first team is fully booked. Every player is fit and available. Nobody's injured, maybe apart from Ter Stegen, who wasn't going to be in the squad list anyways. Don't forget as well, your Pau Victors, your Romeus, your Hector Force, your Gerard Martin. These fringe players will be traveling until they can sort out their future. But one Barca athletic player that was supposed to travel with the team, that was planned to travel with the team as well, but won't be traveling anymore, is unfortunately Ibrahim Diarra, who did suffer a muscle tear during the last week's training sessions, therefore being out for about a month and missing the whole entire preseason, both for Barca Athletic and for the Barcelona first team. Very, very gutting. Of course, don't forget, he's one of the first few players back for preseason. He came back a week early to get fit because Flick called him on vacation saying that, look, I'm eyeing you to be on this the squad list for the tour, so come in fit, come in ready. He came back a week early. I guess he just took it a bit over the limit, of course suffering the muscle tear, which is a bit disappointing. Another player to watch out for as well in terms of the youngsters is Diego Kochen, who has not been training with the first team. Don't forget, the three goalkeepers have been João Garcia, Wojciech Szczesny, and Inaki Peña. Sport came out saying that Diego Kochen is yet to appear at training but is being considered as Barcelona's third choice goalkeeper for the Asia Tour, and Barcelona is fast tracking his documents in case he needs to travel. He's been training hard during his vacation in Miami to stay in shape, and Kochen was originally called up to begin preseason with Barca Athletic, but his situation is shifting. So we're going to see if Barcelona maybe leave out Inaki Peña and these other French players as well, and uses the B team players in their spot for longevity, for sharpness, for match rhythm, and for fitness as well. That's a decision that, Hansi Flick and Deco will have to make. Is it better to take these players like Inaki Peña, Romeo, and Pau Victor to Asia to maybe put them on the market, showcase them, keep them fit, or to leave them at home and make that room for the players that you want to trust for the short to medium term? So that'll come down to Deco and Flick. Wait and see on what they decide, but so far so good in preseason. Some players are impressing, and we'll wait and see on that squad list in the next probably 48 hours who will be in it and who will be left out. Now, another preseason inclusion that we could end up seeing is the return of Thiago Alcantara. According to ESPN, Moises Belorins, he's come out saying that Barcelona expect to close a deal for Thiago Alcantara to return to the club as part of Hansi Flick's coaching staff in the coming weeks as soon as they resolve their FFP issues. Raul Soldado of Mundo Deportivo did confirm this, and that Thiago would like to work part-time in Flick's staff, but Barca is not considering it. As of now, he's not expected to return for the first team staff this season. There have been no specific requests from Flick or Thiago to be part of the coaching staff of Barcelona. So two very good journalists contradicting each other. So I'll wait and see what happens. Again, we've seen Thiago last season for about a month. We thought he was going to come back. It's been now probably a year since he last left, and we've had no real hint or closeness to his return. This will definitely be one of the few questions that Flick will be asked at the beginning of preseason. So we'll play it by ear and see how things develop. Me personally, I would love to see Thiago return. I think his mindset, his knowledge of the club and the city and the language, style of play and culture would add an extra layer on top of this already fantastic coaching staff that we currently have. And I think the relatability for the players as well would be very, very strong, especially with players coming in that speak English a lot more, like Rashford and also Hansi Flick. He could be used as not a translator per se, but to communicate those ideas directly in detail of what everyone wants from each other. So I'll wait and see how things develop, but we could see potentially again the return of Thiago Alcantara this summer. Now, with the home kit already officially announced and confirmed and breaking sale numbers, we are expecting the same, of course, with the second kit. And according to reports, Barcelona will officially unveil their away kit on July 28th. And of course, this kit has a special collaboration with the Kobe Bryant brand. Very, very good kit. Solid 7. I would say 7 to 8 out of 10 just based on designs and the leaks. We'll wait and see how it officially looks. And this in Asia will sell like bank, absolute bank. I think this will be a great kit to have. And I think the collaboration with Kobe Bryant is going to be absolutely huge. I've already gotten the tracksuit loaded up and in my basket ready for purchase. Like the designs and from the amenities and the accessories that we've seen are quite remarkable, to say the least. And I think this could have a massive impact on Barcelona's finances. You think the first kit was breaking numbers? I think this could shatter numbers like crazy, just because the brand, just because it looks, you know, pretty good. The collaboration behind it as well, I think will, you know, scare jump numbers beyond belief. But we are expecting that, of course, at the beginning of next week. We should be playing that first game, of course, on Sunday. Our first game back for preseason, Sunday against Vissel Kobe. Then our next game, we probably will be expected to wear that second kit following its official unveilment. And the final topic that I want to discuss for the end of this video is in regards to Barcelona's return to the Spotify Camp Nou, which looks like it ain't happening anytime soon. The club have officially announced the Joan Gamper match will now be held at the Johan Cruyff Stadium, as City Council has decided not to grant the required first occupant license for the Spotify Camp Nou. Again, the club have now officially announced it, confirmed it via an official statement. The question now is, what's next? Mundo Deportivo came out saying that since the permit for the Spotify Camp Nou is still pending, Barca is now working on a backup plan to temporarily return to the fucking Montjuic if needed. UEFA regulations require that all Champions League group stage matches be held in the same stadium, so a possible return to the Montjuic could extend into the early 2026, and Barcelona is in close coordination with the City Council and other authorities and will inform fans as soon as the permits are confirmed. Ferran Carras also confirmed that Barcelona do not set a time now and a return date to the Spotify Camp Nou in the official statement. Plan B would be to return to the Montjuic. The Barcelona board must make a decision by the middle of August, as they need to inform both La Liga and the Champions League UEFA, where their home matches will be played in the first half of the season. Within the club, some voices argued that they must play the first half of the season away from the Spotify Camp Nou, and it would be better to stay away the whole year to speed up renovation. However, there's other group of board members that say we should be returning to the Camp Nou as soon as possible for significant revenue that could be generated. And another plan is also would be to potentially see a return to the Montjuic to extend until January, aligning with the end of the Champions League group stages. So either way, we go back to the Montjuic for the first half of the season. We do the Montjuic for the whole season. Those are kind of the two options right now. So it looks like Camp Nou return for the first half of the season is 100% ruled out. Ferran Carras also mentioned, of course, if the Montjuic becomes the chosen venue again, something the club would prefer to avoid. Flick side would have to play there until the end of January, as UEFA regulations require the entire Champions League group stage to be played in the same stadium. This would be a financial setback for the club. So if the club could, they would wait, like, let's go back to the Camp Nou in October. But if they play one group stage game in the Champions League at the Montjuic, they have to finish the entire group stages. That's going to be the, you know, real kink in our steps. I am very, very shocked that it's taken this long. I must say, I'm disappointed in the club's approach to how they have communicated with the fans the progress of the stadium. I think don't forget, we should have been back in the stadium last November. That was the time where they told us we would be back the first time around. It's now been a year that we're late. Yes, again, constructions can happen, but I'm more upset about saying, oh, we're gonna be back with the Joan Gamper. Oh, never mind. That's where my disappointment is. And I really do not want to go back to the Montjuic. My opinion would be to avoid the Montjuic and avoid going to any other stadium as much as you can. Again, with La Liga, we can definitely finesse it, but with the Champions League, they have strict rules and regulations that we cannot, avoid. If we play one game in whatever stadium, we must finish the group stages there. We can then switch for the round. We can then switch for the knockout round, sure, but we have to finish in the group stages in that stadium. So very interesting to see what the club do end up deciding. For me personally, I'd be saying, okay, if you have to play the Montjuic for the Champions League, I'd just do everything in the Montjuic. Keep it simple for the fans. Maybe you want to bring the last two games back to the Camp Nou. I don't mind that, but the back and forth between the Camp Nou and Montjuic to be way too much for fans, and even for tourists as well that are coming in. So I would personally say either grind Montjuic for the first half of the season again, or just wait and pray that the Camp Nou gets its license. So we'll see how things do turn out, but the delays to the Camp Nou are setting this club back financially and also setting the fans back a lot as well for not being able to return home. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past few days. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course in the comments down below as well, let me know your thoughts on everything we did discuss. The main thing on our firstly, of course, is your thoughts on the details of the loan deal of Marcus Rashford. Secondly, on Ter Stegen's future. Thirdly, on the future of the Spotify Camp Nou. And fourthly, your thoughts on the impact that this Kobe Bryant second kit for this season can have at Barcelona. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.
Yeah.